Welcome back to Christian News and Views. Today's episode is 115 and we'll get right into it. Today we're looking at what's called what could possibly be humanity's last invention. This rather bold statement is about using nuclear energy to power the new AI supercomputers already here. It is stated this could upend our entire understanding of science, consciousness, and even the fabric of reality itself. The biggest hurdle facing AI supercomputers is energy, or more specifically, electricity. Nuclear power is clean, efficient, and virtually inexhaustible. Think about that. AI supercomputers operate AI systems with scales only dreamed of, but not seen until now. See, but now there is something called the Colossus, a supercomputer installed in 2024 that is powered by 200,000 NVIDIA GPUs, cooled by 200,000 gallons of water. This AI computer is called Grok, Grok, Grok AI, the highest performing chat box in the world. Colossus is estimated to be powered by 125 megawatts of continuous electricity. Compared to Asheville, North Carolina, the city, with a population of around 95,000, it's a nice city with plenty of nice hotels, businesses, stunning mountain views, and an average power consumption of 125 megawatts. AI systems with growing needs that are exponentially growing and expected to expand to 1 million GPUs in the near future. It is expected that its energy demands of over 500 megawatts. Remember, I said 125 megawatts earlier, but now the demands are expected to go over 500 megawatts. There's a lot of good stuff going on here, but one problem, the major problem, is nuclear waste. But the death rate of nuclear waste, is the way I'm understanding this, is one of the lowest per unit of energy produced. It leaves a very small footprint. In fact, the article I was looking at had a chart, and the nuclear waste was way down at the bottom, and they had everything, including some of the more popular things that they're thinking of today. So, solar power and your panels and so forth, that has a higher death rate, and different other things that are out there producing energy. So it's very efficient. Let's see, let's move on here. To understand, one nuclear power source could supply the supercomputer that we just talked about, which is located in Memphis, Tennessee, and it could not only supply that supercomputer, but the rest of Memphis, Tennessee. This has enormous potential, especially when combined with Tesla's Megapack. I'm not going to get into that. There was quite a bit of talk about that as well. But this is more like had to sound more of a commercial. It was a news item, but it was really touting the Megapack and the nuclear and combine them together. So I got interested in this because I have been, and I have another podcast, if you've been here for any length of time, you know this. It's called Becoming a Published Author is Fun, where I give free advice to authors, writers who want to become published authors. And I've lately been talking about AI bots. In fact, I have created my own AI box for business purposes, and I'm reporting on that in that podcast. So because of that ongoing research, I came across the article I just quoted. This is exciting when you view the future. The thing is that this new technology is fueling that future, and it is going to have a tremendous impact on it. And that makes me really, really very interested in the whole concept of AI. Now, in the past, especially when I've been talking in the other podcast, I've been putting out warnings about AI. Warnings is what I call an amoral um, tool. And by amoral, that means it has no morals, neither good morals or bad morals. It just simply is. And if it sees that you have a need, it will fill that need. Now, unless you put some kind of restrictions on it, and right now it's been difficult putting restrictions on it, but if you can put some effective restrictions on it, then you can reduce that. Because what it will do, it will go out and it will find the answers to your problem. Now, whether or not that's copyrighted material, AI by itself doesn't care. It's the information it's looking for, and it will take it. The other thing that quite often is uh, part of that situation is that it looks out there. It doesn't even find any copyrighted answers to the particular need. But you have a need, and it's asked or you have asked it to fill that need, to give you an answer. It's going to give you an answer, even if it has to make up the facts. And I tell my viewers, always verify. Check and verify. Check and verify. Because, like I said, it's immoral. It doesn't care about rules and restrictions unless you put them in there. And so far, they have restrictions, but I'm not convinced as to how effective those restrictions are. That's something that part of my research on it's going to reveal. And so I warn people about it. But I also think it's an effective tool. Now, I'm an author, and that's becoming a published author is fun, is about writing. Writing your books, getting published, and marketing your books. And AI can touch every one of those aspects. It can also be used in marketing, say real estate. It can be used in marketing cars. It can be used in, it can, and I suspect has been used in political ads. For instance, you see an ad where somebody's standing up there. It could be Trump, and he's saying something. It looks real. It looks like Trump. It sounds like Trump, but it's not. And you and I, we don't know the difference. We look at it. There's nothing there that would indicate to us that it's not Trump, other than maybe he comes out and says, "I didn't say that." Well, they'll say to you, "Oh, you're lying. He's right here. It is." No, it was an AI. But we haven't gotten to the point yet where we can see those things right away. And that's an important thing. When I go on the internet, I get scams all the time. But for the most part, I can spot them. But every once in a while, one will slip by. And then all of a sudden, you got these bells ringing and everything, and you have to take some emergency action. So you have to be very, very careful about the use of AI. But this particular tool, the AI bot, or they call it, some of them call it that, and some of them call it the chat box. It is a very, very powerful tool that, if used correctly and has the proper restrictions and stuff like that, I think can be an amazing tool to help you market your products, maybe even create your products and get them published. All along the line. I don't know of anything that it can't do. I'm from the generation where we grew up and we watched Star Trek and Star Wars and stuff like that. That was all fiction. Well, folks, fiction has arrived. It's no longer fiction. We now have spaceships going up and bringing people back from the International Space Station. We have ships up there in space. Actually, some of we've got robots on Mars. We've got, I think we have a ship circling Mars, which is in connection to those robots. We have gone to the moon and back. So we're really advancing. And the more they develop things of this nature, the faster that is going. That's just one of the reasons why a lot of times they'll put out predictions. It's going to take this many years before we can get to this kind of technology. That's based on current um, equipment we have, capabilities we have, and the knowledge we currently have, and what they think that knowledge might go. We tend to underestimate. I just think it's fantastic. If you know your history at all, you go back to the 19th century, in Jules Verne's and his books, and he talked about a nuclear ship. While in my life, my early years, I was in the Navy, and we had the first ever nuclear aircraft carrier. We also developed nuclear submarines, nuclear ships. Back in the 19th century, it was science fiction, and only a little bit of knowledge that suggested that possibility. Jules Verne took that, and created a story that included a submarine, a nuclear-powered submarine. And now we have them, and we take them for granted. Well, we now have the ability to develop AI bots. And what else is on the scene out there? Going to make Star Trek, Star Wars, and every other extraterrestrial movie that we've ever seen seem like child's play. And so I want to encourage you to don't be afraid of AI. I'm not afraid of it. Even when I've been warning people, I've been investigating it. Again, I want you to think of something. You might disagree with me on this. But in my view, you go back and you look at these search engines. We'll just take Google. Well, there's a number of them out there. Google search engine, to me, is an early version of AI. What did it do? It would go. You would ask it a question. It would go into its files and pull out the answer. Well, isn't that what AI is doing? Not necessarily going in its database, but it's going into somebody else's database and pulling out the answers. But the thing is, it's the same concept, but at a much more higher plane. And what they're going to do in the near future, it's exciting to watch. And it's all happening in my lifetime. And so I think that's really, really choice, if you will. Have you enjoyed this podcast today? Well, if you have, then I would like to encourage you to do something. I would encourage you right down below here, right about there. There's a area there that you can just click on, and you can subscribe to my channel, which is TR Independent Books. And when you get that channel, you get this particular podcast, Christian News and Views. You also get Becoming a Published Author is Fun, and any other posts that I might put on, say, YouTube or something of that nature. It's all yours for free. And I encourage you to subscribe because it's free. It's something you can go back. Maybe you're doing research on something, so this particular News and Views, at least you get a view of a Christian. It's my view. It's my opinion. And you are encouraged. If you disagree, go ahead and disagree with me. I do insist that you tell me what it is you're disagreeing with and why you disagree. And I encourage you to very strongly to use some facts and why you do it, especially if you're going against it because it's a Christian. I want to see biblical reasons. And the only biblical reason I will accept is based on the King James Version Bible. The others are corrupted and cannot be trusted, so I won't accept them. Now, the other thing that I do I want to encourage writers, and when you come on and you follow this channel, you get becoming a published author is fun, and like I said earlier, the information I give out is free. You can use it now, and you can use it going ahead. And if you want to go out and buy services, that's your choice, but you get it from me, from the information, the overview, whatever you want to call it, the hint, the tip, for free. So I encourage you to subscribe, and I will do everything in my power to create episodes that will inform you, encourage you, and inspire you. That's my promise to you. And so that I hope you have enjoyed today's episode, and I'll see you in the next episode.